Where was President Trump over the weekend? Apparently hiding in his bunker. Yes, President Trump hid himself in a bunker over the weekend as protesters took the streets in Washington, D.C. A few hundred people actually had showed up in front of the White House, causing Mr. Trump to run underground to his little underground presidential bunker, or at least, of course, the Secret Service, they said, spirited him away to the underground bunker, just in case. Just in case. Now, according to the New York Times, that talked about this story, and you're going to see Trump's reaction to it later on, there's a protocol, and it makes sense to get the president to safety. Now, that's if people in the White House and the president feel as though they are threatened. So understand, we got some feelings going on here. Donald Trump saw the crowd that was chanting outside and felt very threatened. Why? It's because it was a crowd full of black people. So very, very threatened. And he's like, I got to get out of here. To the bunker. We got to go to the bunker. All right. Now, look, the other notable use of the bunker actually did make sense. That's when Vice President Cheney was brought there during September 11th. So that's as the planes were hitting the World Trade Center and when it hit the Pentagon. And so, yes, he was very concerned. Cheney was very concerned that there would be a plane that could hit the White House. And so into the emergency bunker. And that's fine, right? That actually makes a little bit of sense. And so because specifically that bunker can withstand an airplane. All right. So, but what threats did peaceful protesters outside the White House cause to the president? I don't know. I've never heard of Obama, by the way, getting shoved into a bunker. Right? I've never heard of that. Never heard of that. I mean, maybe he did, and we weren't told about it. I don't remember hearing about that at all. And there have been protests at the White House. In fact, there have been reports, and I remember this, of people shooting at the White House while Obama was president. And he didn't get in that bunker. All right. So, but Trump, again, according to the New York Times, he was rattled by the protests and then spent the evening in the bunker Friday evening with his family. To which I say, beta male, cucked. Oh, so incredibly sad and pathetic. What happened, tough guy? What happened? And get this. We got the White House literally turning out the lights and hiding. Take a look. What happened? Well, what is this? Like Halloween? Are you afraid of trick-or-treaters? Is that what's going on? I mean, you shut the lights out if you don't want to hand out candy. I mean, come on, dude. Really? Oh, my God. That's great. So now, of course, there was a lot of response to this, and I'm going to share some of it because it's amusing. Publius, probably didn't say that right, said, Donald Trump is hiding in a White House bunker. Most cowardly tough guy in history. Another user says, he could have told the Secret Service no. Presidents do so all the time. He could have even tried to go outside and speak to the protesters like a real leader. He couldn't, of course, because he's a coward. Sad. Now, Trump's response to this, especially, let's go to Trump's response to the New York Times, right? To the reporting, where he simply, in all caps, responds with fake news. Okay. All right. But then again, here, let's go to Saturday morning here. He tweeted this out. Great job last night at the White House by the U.S. Secret Service. They're not only totally professional, but very cool. I was inside, watched every move, and couldn't have felt more safe. That's because you're in a bunker. Uh, they let the protesters scream and rant as much as they wanted to. Well, of course. Um, that's the First Amendment at work there, buddy. Yeah, they kind of have to. If they're not being violent, and they weren't, these protests were generally, at least in front of the White House, fairly good. I think there was though a couple of reports of people throwing some bottles. Yeah, okay, all right. Go run to the bunker then, away from the bottles. All right. But look, as far as chanting and protesting or screaming or whatever, First Amendment, that's what it's for. Literally redressing your government, or redressing your grievances to the government, I should say. So now, again, I want to go back to the fake news thing. Which part about this is fake news? You just admitted in a tweet, like, yes, the Secret Service, totally cool. They were totally cool. And then we went into the bunker and everything was great. Okay, well, that's 100% real then, right? That's not fake news. What happened? Maybe it's maybe the fake news part was him being quote unquote rattled, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. I think he was, because I think there's never been a more fake tough guy than Donald Trump. Any little tiny little whiff of danger, he's out, gone. Just like, for example, Vietnam, right? So now look, when I criticize Donald Trump for getting 5 deferments and not going off to war, that doesn't mean that I support the war. No. The problem is that these guys are some of the biggest chicken hawks ever. I mean, you can't sit and cheerlead for a war and then desperately use every connection that you have to get out of actually fighting the war. See, there are actual people like Muhammad Ali, right? Muhammad Ali was anti-war. He said, no way, I'm not going to Vietnam. Screw you. And you know what? Dude went to prison for it. He actually walked the walk. He walked the walk. And then you got Donald Trump and you got Ted Nugent. Ted Nugent literally talked about if he was ever unleashed upon the enemy, oh man, you better watch out, man. Ted Nugent's going to take them all on. He's going to win. And then Ted Nugent, of course, famously shit his pants for like a month so that he didn't have to go. And again, Donald Trump didn't go quite that badly, but he got deferments for his bone spurs, right? The bone spurs that he doesn't even remember, because a reporter asked him, hey, what foot is that bone spur in? And he's like, I don't know, maybe both of them. And he doesn't know. Of course he doesn't know. Totally weak, totally pathetic, totally sad. Absolutely. Now, one Twitter user points out, please take solace in the fact that Trump was crapping his pants as they rushed him into an underground bunker. And I do. Seriously, now we know why Trump was tweeting about vicious dogs and ominous weapons. He was scared out of his mind, out of his demented mind, in a bunker. Yes. Hilarious. He was also, of course, talking about designating Antifa as a terrorist organization. Now, it's funny, right? He's talking about that. It's like, Antifa, terrorists, right? What about the actual right-wing groups who are responsible for killing Americans? Are they not terrorist, domestic terror groups? Oh, no, of course. They're right-wing. So, no, of course they can't be terrorists, right? They're American patriots, even though they hate, like the sovereign citizens, for example, hate the fact that there's government at all and believe that the government doesn't apply to them. No rules. I can do whatever I want. I can kill whoever I want. Doesn't matter. That would be a terrorist. I'm just saying. And so, but look, once again, Donald Trump shows his inability to lead by literally hiding up in his bunker and then using his time rage tweeting at the media. When we have a pandemic, yes, that didn't go away. The pandemic, coronavirus didn't go away. COVID-19, right? Still here. And not only that, but you've got massive protests and also an economic depression. I think we warned you guys. This is the iceberg. There it is. It's here. We've already hit it. Fun times. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.